What's going on, dudes and dudettes? So just the other day, USC basketball did defeat Stanford at home. It's a nice 10-point victory. I believe it was like 85-75, something like that. But USC was kind of down pretty good, like about that 10 points pretty early in the game. But then they just got hot from three, especially Boogie Ellis, the senior. He had a new career high 33 points, beating his 31 points he had against UCLA a couple weeks ago. And he even had a career high. Either it was a new career high or he tied his career high in three-pointers made with 6. But yeah, USC was pretty hot from three. They were able to convincingly get this victory against a Stanford team that did recently beat one of the number 1 teams, or at least top 2 teams in college basketball in Arizona. So USC can string up a couple of these nice wins. They should be good going into the tournament, or at least making it, because I know they're even now ahead of North Carolina, who was just recently in the title game and lost, as I like to mention. But yeah, even they're on the outside looking in when it comes to the tournament. So definitely very happy about that for North Carolina. And then when it comes to On3 Network, yes, they recently named like a top 10 of the college football players returning in 2023 for the new season coming up. And of course, number 1 is a USC player in Caleb Williams, the reigning Heisman winner. So it wasn't that much of a surprise, but it is kind of surprising to see who else is in the top 10, just to see, like, also looking for future wise to see if they hold up to be able to get drafted in the same order or close to it as well. Kind of interesting seeing Brock Bowers up there so high. He's pretty much the only top 10 guy returning for Georgia. And I think, in my opinion, Georgia is going to have the toughest year ever it's going to have in order to not only compete, but also to return to the championship game, as they think they can three-peat in college, which is, I don't know if in history if it's ever been done, but I know it's difficult. But I know he is a California dude, so I don't know. Maybe look for him to maybe think about transferring, and USC is always bad with tight ends, so he could definitely fill in and be a very good, productive guy at that tight end position for USC, and playing with the reigning Heisman winner as well is most likely going to be the top pick in next year's draft also. So I don't know, something to look forward to, little nugget. Then when it comes to PFF, yes, you guys know how I like and dislike some of their takes on analytics and stuff, but this one I like just because it's mentioning a USC player. So they have USC's junior safety returning Kalen Bullock as their top returning safety in college football for the 2023 season. So that's nice for him to get a little bit more eyes on him that weren't already, because he did do really good his freshman year. He did pretty average his second year. I think they just had him out of position, and he made a lot of missed tackles and stuff. He still made a lot of interceptions, but not as much as he did as a freshman. So hopefully he does bounce back. It will help out USC's pure defense as of now. But yes, definitely looking forward to him. Hopefully maybe getting some talk as a first-round pick. You never know. When it comes to USC baseball, yes, I usually don't talk baseball, but they just recently opened. Thought I'd give them some love. And yes, they played against Marist. I know it's a pretty small school if I've never heard of it, but that first game was pretty competitive. And I think USC was down a couple scores late, but they were able to get a couple home runs, get that victory 8-6. So that was pretty much the closest game of their 3 games that they were playing this last weekend. Second game, USC ended up beating them 17-4. In the next game, I think it was yesterday, USC won 12-2. So they look like they're pretty good. I know USC's been getting a lot more talented players when it comes to baseball players, and they got a really good coach, as they kept mentioning on USC's Twitter and all their websites and stuff. So kind of looking to see how this team gauges. If they have a couple more big wins here and there, I'll probably talk about them definitely against the rivals and stuff, but don't know if I'm really going to be covering or talking about USC baseball as much unless they're undefeated after a couple weeks, and I'll definitely be mentioning them again. And when it comes to Duke, yes, they went on the road to Syracuse in New York. I think it was Saturday, midday, and were able to get that victory pretty easily, 77-55, as I mentioned, on the road. Pretty much everybody stepped up the same way. It was a really good team victory, especially Kyle Filipowski. He's from the New York area, so it was like a nice homecoming for him. So luckily Duke was able to get that victory. Roach played well, Tyrese Proctor played well. A lot of guys stepped up, made some nice crucial shots, got some run for even the younger guys as well. So definitely very happy about this. It could have been a trap game because it was on the road, and Syracuse does have some talent, but I don't know if it's Jim Boeheim, the old-time head coach there who's been there forever, or maybe it's just those players. They're not really gelling together. But yeah, they've been pretty down as a program when it comes to basketball the past couple years. So I don't know. We'll see what happens with them. But yes, luckily Duke was able to get that victory on the road. Then when it comes to the All-Star game this last Sunday, yes, Team Giannis did beat Team LeBron James. It was kind of weird because the teams were named after them, but yet Giannis went out after one play because of his wrist that he, I guess, suffered before the game even started, before All-Star Weekend started. And in the, I think around halftime or right before that, LeBron went out because he ended up hurting his finger when trying to go for a block on the rim, and you kind of saw he looked like, I'm surprised he didn't get hurt even more. So luckily they did keep him out. Yes, his team did lose, but at least some charities got quite a bit of money during that game, so that was nice. And obviously the only bright spot about it really was Jayson Tatum, the ex-Duke player, did go off. He had 55 points, which is a new NBA high for the All-Star game from a player. He did beat Anthony Davis, who, while as a Laker, did get 52, I believe, a couple years ago, and won the MVP that year. But yes, Duke player Tatum did get the MVP, which is nice, and it's obviously cool because it's named after one of his idols, the Kobe Bryant MVP award, which is also pretty cool. But yeah, either way, was an okay weekend. I did catch the dunk contest, which was nice, where Mac McClung, an ex-Laker and a guy that I followed during his senior year of high school and a little bit into college, but definitely during that senior year of high school where he was a very viral dunk guy and really awesome while he was in high school. I wanted him to go to Duke, but of course he somehow went to Georgetown, then to Texas Tech, and then finally to the NBA and was on the Lakers team, but for some reason decided to let him go in the G League, and he kind of got moved around a bit more, and I think he actually signed a 10-day or something like that with Philadelphia, so he'll get some run here in the near future once they resume playing in a couple days. But yeah, good luck to him. He did put on a show, a lot of nice athletic dunks, especially from a white guy. It's pretty interesting and fun to see him kind of take over. It's pretty cool. So hopefully, because he's not as well known as any of the other guys, he will return and be able to, at least contend for his title again. Because a lot of guys, once they win it, they kind of just feel like they are too good about it. Like they shouldn't be playing at this low level, even though it's a pretty prestigious thing to win because you're on the main stage that Saturday night during All-Star Weekend. Got the crowd all in behind you. So I think it's a cool thing, especially if he does come back and try to get it again, try to go back-to-back, kind of like a Zach LaVine did in most recent history. I know Aaron Gordon probably should have won one of those, and it should have been a three-peat battle between those two, but even those guys have decided not to do it anymore, which I think is kind of dumb. But overall, great weekend. Definitely was good enough of an All-Star weekend for me. Wasn't really looking forward too much into it, so it was pretty cool overall. And yes, luckily Duke and USC to get their victories. I know Duke plays tonight as well. Forget who they play against, but they do play tonight, so good luck to them. So yes, thanks for watching, people. Like and subscribe, comment down below. Let me know what y'all think. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.